I remember just going into the washroom one day. Something just fell out.
So they gave you that pill that you put under the mouth.
Yeah, they gave me like a small tablet. I went home. I remember I didn't even take it at first because I was really confused. Like, what am I supposed to do? Yeah, it didn't take 2 to 3 days. Go to the washroom, and the next thing, boop. And I'm like, God, yeah, this is a real baby. And I was so, what I can use. By the way, the pain of miscarriage is hard. I remember him telling me, when I come out from that place, like where he was, I should not find you in the house. And I told him, you know what? You're not going to find me. I will not be there, and I'm not even going to carry a matchbox.
Yeah, I told her to carry everything. Just sweep the whole house.
Hello guys, how are you? Welcome to Amanda's show. My name is Amanda Mpozenzi. Thank you for your continuous support, and everyone who just supports me, encourages me, every person who has ever come to this show, I am truly grateful. And continue to support me. If I reach out to you and you see that you can come, please come, just come. Yeah, you see this video that you see behind, it's another Airbnb of the same lady that I told you last time. Please just host your guests in a cozy place. Don't let them go in a place whereby they feel the experience is not experiencing. Yeah, so I will not take long. Today, hey, my friends, I hope you are not going to pause this video until it is over. Couples, even for those who are going to get married soon, please watch this video. And I know you'll be blessed. We are going to welcome a very, very beautiful couple that is going to tell us about themselves and their testimony. And I'm sure you are going to be blessed. So I'm not going to tell you what we're going to talk about. So just tune in and watch. All right, so guys, help me welcome the Munenes.
Ah.
Is it the Munenes or?
Yes, the Munenes. Yes. The Munenes.
Karibuni sana. This is a very big honor to have you guys here. And yeah, you'll start with your introduction.
Yeah.
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
Men ahead.
Men before.
Men before.
Yeah.
Go ahead, the men before.
Yes.
So we are the Munenes. We are blessed with the Lord. We are born of God. I married this woman. She's Miriam John.
Yes.
12 years ago, and we've been having a very wonderful marriage. We have 2 kids. The fruit of our womb. You know, we only have one womb.
The love.
We only have one womb, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. So the fruit of our womb. Not her womb,
hey,
but
nice.
It's
yeah, it is yours. It belongs to you.
Yes, it belongs to us. Yeah. And we've been called to marriages because we believe that there is, we need to get to a point whereby marriage is thriving. There's a lot of noise out there that marriage is not thriving, you know. A lot of negativity, a lot of negative energy. So God called us to be a voice, a positive voice, and that marriage can work. It works God's way.
Amen.
Yeah, I've just really summarized. I'm sure she can do a whole
sermon.
Do a whole sermon right now, but yes, it's true. That's the
key, the highlight,
the headlines and all.
Of your family.
Of the family, and we thank God.
Amen.
Yeah, we thank God. And
Wow.
thanks for the honor of having us here.
Yeah.
We appreciate
Yes.
Glad to be here.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yes.
and you're welcome.
Thank
I
you.
hope you're going to enjoy the show.
Oh, yes.
Definitely.
Ready.
We are already loving the ambience.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so in those, you said you have been married for 12 good years.
Yeah, 12 good years.
Wow.
Like the 12 disciples, 1, 2, 3.
Imagine,
Yes.
12,
Oh, yeah.
and Mary and John,
Yeah.
mother of Jesus, and the disciples.
The favorite disciple of
Yes.
Jesus. Can you imagine?
Hey,
The favorite.
hey,
Combo.
Boom. Yeah.
you had not seen that way.
By the way, I don't see it that way. Divine revelation.
Yeah. Dynamic duo.
Yeah.
This woman, you need something like that.
Thank you.
I don't know why I met her sweating here, so I don't know
I
why she
always
does.
do.
Really?
At first, I
Yeah.
was like,
used to
which kind of
wonder.
a human being sweats around
But
here?
then I
Only there.
like this is the most,
Yeah.
for me. So I'll always have to have a hanky and do this. 'Cause I don't know. But
Imagine.
anyway,
Yeah.
God has
Oh.
this weird ways of creating people.
Okay.
Imagine.
Perfectly sweating from.
Not even on the
No,
nose.
no, not really.
No, we have those who sweat on around the nose.
Yes, just here.
Yes.
Now
yes,
for
yes.
me, it's here.
Others is on the head, and then the sweat
Imagine.
drips. Now for her. But she's still human.
Yes.
She's human. Very much human.
So on your wedding, you are just on the
But then
time.
imagine.
Just like this.
In fact, I remember telling the makeup artist like to make sure, I don't know, they have those oil control something,
yes.
something. I told her, make sure it's enough right here because
By the time you leave,
by the time I'm leaving, like I'm walking down the altar, definitely. I was like,
All the sweat glands are around
I
there.
don't know why, but anyway.
okay.
She saves on the
We are unique.
On
We
the
are very
deodorant.
unique.
We are
Saves on that a lot. At least you just need a handkerchief. No time for deos and all that. Yes, but not as much as you would if you are sweating from there.
It's true. It's very true, baby.
Well,
I don't know why he finds it amusing.
No, it's unique. I'm sure you also find it interesting.
It's
You've never
unique.
found
That is
such
why I said exactly.
Such a creature, it's a perfect creation of the Lord.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, that is nice.
Anyhow, let us
Where were we?
where were we
Where
before
were
my
we?
sweat glands happened? Where were we?
Yes. In those 12 years of
Yes.
marriage, you
Yeah.
said you have 2 children.
Yes.
Yeah, 2 children.
Did you experience any waiting?
Yes, a lot of it. A lot of waiting, a lot of anticipation. You know, when you settle down, you do your wedding, maybe after a year or so, people expect to see, the woman transform from, figure 8 to letter D.
20
To letter D. It's just a D, basically.
Yes.
Or if you're taller, it's a P,
Oh, I know. It's still a D.
Still
A D. A D.
Yeah, it's still a D.
Yes.
Yeah, then year 1, there's no D. Year 2, there's no D. And it did not mean that things are not happening. We were really happening all this time. But here we are, year 4, year 5, and then everyone is looking at us like, hey, what's wrong with you? Are you guys okay? But they did not know that inside those 5 years, there was a lot of turmoil, a lot of, trying to conceiving, miscarriages and all that. Not many knew. In fact, there were some of, her friends were telling her, hey, when you just want to remain shapely, you don't want to, spoil your figure, you don't want to disfigure your body and all that. Yeah, but it was 5 years of a lot of waiting and also a lot of praying. Yes.
Yeah,
Wow. How was it for you, Mary?
Let me wipe my sweat glands. But it's true. It was hard. Yeah, it was so hard. Like it was very hard because first of all, year 1 was hard. Of course, our marriage was hard in year 1, and then now, couple it with we had our first miscarriage also in year 1. So trying to cleave to each other, and our cleaving was not even cleaving. I think it was more of a
It was more
war.
of no,
There was.
no, it was one state that does not like the other state.
It
They have
was
to
so
fight.
bad. It was so bad. So you're trying to get a hold of, like, God, did I really hear you with regards to this marriage? And then you conceive. I remember conceiving and being so happy that I've conceived, because I'm going to give all the love to this baby, and for him, he can look for another place to go. Like, just go, because we were
It was not.
we were not understanding each other, and there you are, you've conceived. So you're clapping and telling Jesus, yes, thank you. I'm going to give all my love to this baby. And then after you've conceived, now suddenly you're having a miscarriage. I remember the first time I went, and of course you're being told, yes, the first time, like, you have the baby, there's a heartbeat, you're so happy, you're clapping, you said it on your folic. I don't know, by the way, I bought those things
Before.
in fact, it's like I went
She
on
bought things I did not even know, what they were. Basically, you're taking this. What is this? Oh, okay.
It was like a crazy, I don't know, I bought folic, I bought Pregnacare, I bought Promimba, I bought all those things to sustain the pregnancy.
Not prescribed by the doctor.
No, because now
No, they were just supplements that help you during
to
your.
help me. You get, because
during
now,
your-
yes, we are not understanding each other. So let me keep this. Let me keep the baby. And then now you go for the second time, and then you're being told, hey, just wait. We get another. Maybe this ultrasound is faulty. Wait. So I'm there waiting. He comes again now with the handheld one and tells me, okay, now there's no heartbeat. Damn, you've gone through the clinics, you've taken your Promimba, of course you're not getting it.
Taking your supplement.
You've taken your supplements, you've taken everything, and then you're being told, I remember I was being rushed so fast. I'm being told, hey, by the way, we need to do a DNC. You can't stay with that thing inside you. We need to book you into the theater right now. In fact, it was so fast. Like, right now, we need to book you into the theater. I was with my mom. So my mom is the one telling the guy not just...
That time was a little bit away.
Yeah, he was away. He was away for work. And so my mom is there telling the guy, can you just wait. Wait for us to process everything.
Yeah.
But the guy is there. No, we need to go. We need to go right now. You can't stay with that thing, right? So my mom was like, okay, let me just ask, can this thing, can it come out naturally? And the guy said, yes, it can come out naturally, but of course there are some, what do we say, like consequences, because maybe not everything will come out. So my mom is the one who picked me. I remember by then I went into a zombie mode, because I was like, what is this? What does it mean to miscarry? Now suddenly there's no heartbeat. So we went home, and I remember after going home to my mom's place, it didn't take long. It just took like around 2 to 3 days. Suddenly I had these contractions, and I could feel I could feel those contractions, like my tummy
Is being squeezed.
Yes, squashed and everything. And I was told, you know what, if it doesn't come out naturally, you just come. We'll get you into the theater so that we do the cleanup and the DNC. That was even my first time to really get an explanation of what a DNC is, So I'm Googling, I'm like, a DNC is basically getting the forceps right inside you, chopping off the baby so that they can come out. I was like, I can't do this. So I remember just going into the washroom one day. Something just fell out.
So they gave you that pill that you put under the mouth.
Yeah, they gave me like a small tablet. I went home. I remember I didn't even take it at first because I was really confused. Like, what am I supposed to do? Yeah, it didn't take 2 to 3 days. Go to the washroom, and the next thing, oop. And I'm
coming
like,
out.
God, yeah, this is a real baby. And I was so what I can use. By the way, the pain of miscarriage is hard.
You were at month 4?
Month 4.
It was month 4. No.
It was so hard. Like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking, here I am. I've been waiting for this. As in, it was my way out. Let me use that. It was my way out, my ticket out of the time while we were having as both of us. Suddenly, he's out. I couldn't bring myself to those emotions. They were not emotions. I don't know what I can use. And so what I did naturally, because now you're stressed out, you've gone through a miscarriage, the first one, I called him and I told him, you're the cause of all this.
Boy. And he was not around.
He was not around, but I called him and I wrote him a very long text.
At the end of the day, the blame comes to the man, basically. And we understand why. Because even in the Garden of Eden, when Eve messed up, it was not Eve who was called, no?
It was
Adam, where are you?
Yeah.
Basically.
And I called him and I told him, you're the cause of all this. You're the cause of the miscarriage. You're the cause of this. You're the cause of that. I don't want this. I'm done. I'm done with all this and I'm done. And it was such a very hard phase for us because it was the first year we are not understanding each other. Both of us have two very inflated egos. He has his ego. I had mine. Let me not joke.
Yes.
As in, it was up there, peak. And it doesn't mean that that right now, apparently now I'm a doormat, I'm not speaking and everything. It's just that God taught me a lot through that time because
she's been able to tame it.
Yes, he had his flaws. I had mine. But we were two people who were projecting onto each other like so much. In fact, ours was not, I get people asking, was it about infidelity? Did he hit you? There was nothing about that. But it was two inflated egos in the house.
Oh.
The self, me and myself, him and himself. And we could not bring ourselves to, what, you have a problem. Look at 1, 2, 3, handle it, or just know how you're going to go about it. So he would tell me mine, and I would tell him his. And both of us were like, I remember him telling me, when I come out from that place, like where he was, I should not find you in the house. And I told him, you know what? You're not going to find me. I will not be there, and I'm not even going to carry a matchbox.
I told her to carry everything. Sweep the whole house. I had, instructed her.
Yes.
To take everything.
To sweep every single thing. I'll continue paying the rent and everything. I'll come and start from the beginning.
So she goes to rent herself.
Wherever she was going.
Yeah.
I think she wanted to go to a place called Rongai.
Yes.
She had gotten some house there.
Yeah, I had.
Like, you go.
By the way, I'd gotten a house and I was just waiting for my first salary so that I can book I can book the house. But I had gotten the house and I decided I'm going to start with a simple, thin mattress and I'm not going to carry anything. As in, that's how
the egos.
Yeah, she was so determined.
I carry the TV, I carry the fridge. No, I will start on the floor. And I was very determined, by the way. Like I was.
And you went?
The funny thing, I came home and I found her. After some time when I came home, I found her. Everything was there. Oh, so you did not leave. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
He came home, he found me, and then he walks into the house. Like, yeah, you're here. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm still here. But my friend, handle your stuff. You're hungry. There's a fridge right there. I remember we actually passed each other on the door. And I told him, I'm going for church practice. Handle yourself.
Yeah.
That practice.
Yes.
And would you practice in peace?
You know, at that time, would your ego allow you?
You know, it's more of a coping mechanism. So if it is helping her to cope, then she would go and do the practice, do all that stuff, and you know.
Can you imagine?
The praise and worship kind of a thing.
By the way, I was in the praise and worship. Like, they are the forefront.
And when you are worshiping, you are okay.
She's coping.
Why are you okay?
I'm telling you something.
And sometimes when you find, you know, someone so much, you know, outpouring themselves before the Lord, many of those times are there from, you know, that this kind of, not that we cannot worship the way we worship, but sometimes that outpouring comes from, you know, the depth of someone's heart. There's something that, you know, you're trying to feel.
Yeah.
And there's no and maybe to hide, and there's no any other way that you can bring it out. So you bring it out through those tears, you break down before the Lord. It helps. It's a way of coping. It helps because also I believe that also God has, you know, a way of sorting out your issues when you're in His presence. But He will not come to your home and tell you, no, it's your time now to lower down yourself and you know, cut off that ego and you know. Solve the situation.
Exactly. So it has to boil down to you choosing, like you choosing to let God really mold you and let down and let, you know, the ego down, the self down, that you actually literally die to yourself. And I remember, hey, God, during that time, me crying to God and telling Him the way, Aki, the devil is a liar. How the devil has captured him and he should free him from the bondage of sin and all that. And then you have this whisper and it's telling you, you know what, Mary, you have a stinking attitude too. That was my turning point, by the way. Funny enough, it was in the presence of God that my turning point happened. As in where I really felt the weight of God telling me, you know, Mary, you could be all that. You could be, you're having your accolades, you're having the money, you know, you're having a salary, you're working, you're driving and all that, but hey, your attitude, can't work with it. You want your marriage to work with that kind of attitude, I'm not starting with him. I'm starting with you. Yeah. Wow. And I remember crying so hard in that bathroom. And after that, I wrote him a text. I remember writing him a text. It was a very long text. Very long text telling him that, you know, I'm going to do my part. I'm not out here asking you to do your part. I don't know, change this, change that. That's up to you. That's your choice. But for me, by choice, this is what I'm going to do. And I wrote him a very long text. I told him how I've forgiven him. I don't know because of what. You know, those two small things you carry. Those things that you don't talk about loudly, but you've resented him for it. You've resented him for not making the kitchen sink on time. You've resented him for not making the window pane on time. Because I was resenting him. I'm like, why wouldn't you just handle things in the house? Like, I have to stand up and move and go about it. And of course that comes, of course, from our backgrounds and all that. But you see now with that, the way we don't speak. And that's the thing about couples. They don't vocalize the little things. And so they keep them. And then it ends up building some resentment. Yeah. And it had gotten to that point of me resenting him. You could not even imagine that we had dated for like over 4 years. He's a guy who's giving me butterflies and chemistry and me working out my self-control. You get all those things. And
going through premarital counseling very well.
But when in the house, things changed.
Oh, on the ground, things are different.
Yes.
Yeah, at the PMCC, everything looks the right temperature.
It's yummy.
Everyone is in their best behavior.
Yes.
Yeah, but now when the rubber meets the road, it's a little bit different.
4 years.
Can you imagine?
4 years, yeah.
4 years is it's a long.
Yeah, 4.5.
It's a degree.
Yes,
Yeah, already. Yeah, you've done your PhD and you're done already.
Yes.
And then when you get to the house, you realize, oh my God, now I really have to put this theory into practice. And it's so hard. It is so hard. It's very hard. And I think that's where now, you know, couples just separate. So you're handling all those things, and then you're handling a miscarriage. God. So it was during that period for me, that's when I really met God, and I was like, okay, God, I would not have understood then why it happened. But looking back, I remember telling him later, like, I really thank God, because I think if the baby came in our first year, I don't think that baby would have met us at a space where we had cleaved to each other to that point where we are feeling, yes, we are really one. We can really groom our babies. They'll find us at a space where we can shepherd them as both of us, not as competitors, but as people who are one. You know? So there we are, got our first miscarriage. And then now we are trying to fumble through everything.
Blaming each other.
No, I did not blame her. I was handling my own issues that time. I think also I was also in my own, you know, I had my own turns during those seasons. I did not blame her, but I was something, you know, I was like, something is wrong, you know, something is not right. So we have been beaten, it's okay, we dust ourselves, you know, and try again. So I was like, maybe in the next one, maybe we should do this, we should do that. I also understood that her blaming me was not a matter of, you know, like that is what is there, but she was just trying to handle her emotions. And, you know, at any given time, you'll try to look for meaning for whatever, you know, is you're going through. So whatever you can attach it to, especially emotionally, you'll attach some, you know. So I was the punch bag. I was like, okay.
You are the straight person that she could.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, it could be, but maybe it's not. Either way, that's her perspective. I understand it, and she's going through a lot. For me, basically, it was just emotional. For her, it was both emotional and physical. The pain, you know, the body adjusting and all that. It is not an easy thing for any lady to go through a miscarriage at whatever stage they're in, you know, in terms of the pregnancy, whether it will come in the first trimester, second or third trimester, whether it comes after conception or, you know, when, you know, you're just due. It has never been easy. Yeah, there's a lot of, you know, hormonal imbalances, you know. It depends also with the sex of the baby. So all that come into play when, you know, there's a miscarriage. There's a lot of that. So I understood that she was going through a lot. I did not bounce that energy that, you know, she brought, you know, back to her. I did not bounce it back to her. I just dealt with myself. I remember I called my dad, you know, my dad-in-law, and I told him that, hey, by the way, we have had our first miscarriage. In fact, I was so much in it that I told him that we have lost our firstborn, basically. According to me, that was our firstborn. In as much as we had not even known the sex, it was just, you know, month 3, 4, around 3, 4 thereabout. So he told me, no, you just relax. That was not your firstborn will come. So for me now, I was looking at, you know, what do we do in the next one? Yeah, how do we need to go about it? Maybe I need to be closer to her, so that she will not be stressed by my absence, you know, and know that I offer both emotional and physical support. So we tried another one. At the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, I don't think we have anything wrong with us because she's conceiving. That means we're both fertile. You know, we're good to go. We don't have to look for, you know, So maybe it was more of how it is being done, her sustaining a pregnancy all the way up to the end. Of course, I had my own, you know, there was pressure from within and from without. Because it is in every man. God made us that way. to to have dominion, to be fruitful, and to multiply. And we also given the seed, and that seed is never used. It's not useful until it is brought out, until it is produced. So it is in every man to have children. Yeah. So I was also going through my emotions, my turns here and there, but I kept focused. I remember there was a time, I think after the third miscarriage, she was like, hey, I think let's think about adoption.
Third miscarriage?
Yeah.
At which third?
So we got our second miscarriage, but the second miscarriage found us, can I say, better, because we had learned how to handle conflict in a manner that, there are those times where you feel like you're going to shout out, but you remember, okay, this is how we decided you're going to be handling things. We are not going to be, pointing fingers to each other like, you did. We are not going to trivialize each other's feelings. If he comes and tells me, hey, baby, I'm disappointed in this, I won't go like, okay, you're disappointed because you did blah blah blah. No, I will take it in. Make him not feel like whatever he's feeling is too petty. You get, or what I'm feeling is too petty, because now that's another thing. You trivialize each other's feelings, and we had decided, we are going to make this thing work. And I remember one of those the time we had our, can I say, our vows again. We actually said them, just him and me together. We went all the way to Coast, and that was a place where we bonded.
Honeymoon.
Yes, so that's the place where we talked our hearts out. We told each other like, what has really been hurting us, what has kept us down, and etc. And we really talked. And by the time we were coming back, I can say that was a turning point for us. So by the time the second miscarriage was happening, we were at a better space, but I was like, God.
Which year was it?
No, that was after, that was year 3. Year 3 in our marriage.
Early year 3.
So we got our second miscarriage. So I'm like,
which month? I mean,
still the same time.
4 months.
3-4
it was
months.
happening at that time.
To a point, you are almost veterans in this. We know.
We know. The way you even anticipate.
During this time, things
month 1 I'm good, month 2 I'm good, month 3-ish, 4.
You are not going across.
Okay. This is the second one. Like, all right. Fine. We took it in. And then now, another one happened. That's now still year 3 again.
At the end.
So year 3, you had 2 miscarriages.
Yes. At the beginning and towards the end. So I'm like, now this needs a kind of, as if this needs more
deliverance.
Maybe deliverance.
We started seeing it now from
the medical perspective. So we were looking at it from 2 different perspectives. Both one, medically, maybe her womb cannot be able to sustain past this stage. So we wanted to know why. And also we did a lot of praying and fasting in case there is the other spiritual aspect, because sometimes, there are some strongholds we are ignorant of the devil's schemes, and even sometimes when you see something that is repeating itself once, twice, 3 times, it forms a pattern.
Yes.
And some of these patterns, you need divine intervention. It's not even about a medical intervention altogether, it's a divine intervention. So we explored both ways, and God divinely intervened. We tried to do it medically. It messed her up big time.
God. We tried to go medically. Because now, after year 3, I remember the gyna telling me that when I start seeing repetitive in fact, after the 3rd miscarriage, that's when we decided, okay, let's try. In fact, I remember telling him, I think we should start thinking on the line of adoption. Because at this rate, there must be something wrong with me. So what, first of all, we explored, the first thing that the doctor told me, she's going to put me under hormonal therapy. Oh, my God.
How is it?
I think the hormones that she was being prescribed,
Injected.
Oh, you are
were
being
not-
injected.
Yes.
they were not for humans,
What do
They
you
were
mean?
not because she would not even act like herself in terms of her body was no longer herself.
Yeah, I was,
A lot of heat, sometimes a lot of heat, sometimes
I'm sweating,
sometimes very lethargic.
too lethargic, as in I'm like a cabbage. Basically, I would go to work and just
She was like a
lie,
zombie, and then I'm
lie on-
wondering,
Yeah,
are these hormones supposed to?
yeah. I would.
You know.
I was like a real zombie. I don't know. They just messed me up. That hormonal therapy for me, it did
So
not
now let
work.
me ask, before he goes to he or she, the
Yeah.
gyna,
Yeah.
goes to the hormonal therapy,
Therapy, yes.
what was the underlying cause that he had noticed?
What they said is the issue with me not sustaining a pregnancy is because of progesterone levels. You know, progesterone is what sustains a pregnancy
Yes,
till the end. So apparently my progesterone levels would peak when my pregnancy is, or when pregnancy was at like the first, second, third trimester, third
The
month.
third month.
But now it would start dipping. And the moment progesterone starts dipping, it affects so many things, even the development of the baby.
Yes.
So it rejects. You see?
Reject the
It
baby.
rejects the baby, and then the next thing, the baby does not have a heartbeat. Your womb is not suddenly having the
right environment.
environment for the child. And so yeah, so they told me my progesterone levels, because of course before they prescribed that, they had taken samples,
Samples of everything.
samples of literally everything, my blood, what, saliva, everything, literally. And so they told me yes.
Including her attitude.
Was it given an injection?
That had to be given.
Was it given an injection?
That one God injected.
That's what, of course. That's what I can tell you. That is God. Oh my God. Wow.
They took samples of everything.
Oh my God. Baby, God can change anyone.
Yes.
I'm telling you, if it changed my attitude, maybe you couldn't tell me anything. Like, what are you telling me? You have found me then, as in, so now.
Yeah, she was quite.
Those leader of the feminists.
She was quite a hard nut to crack.
I was a hard nut to
And she's coming from a space whereby she's a firstborn, and we have the same personality.
Yes.
Choleric.
You're also
right?
Cholerics.
You're also
Yeah.
the firstborn.
No.
But he does act like
But
a firstborn.
de facto.
De facto firstborn.
Yeah.
And is it de facto or acting?
Whichever comes first. Yeah, whichever prefers. Yeah, so there was all that. So there was a clash of personalities, and nobody wanted to give in. You stay on your ground. You stay firm on your ground. So the other person either bends or we just Yeah.
Did you take videos of yourself?
Oh my God.
I wish we had. I wish we had a Danny camera at that
Sometimes
time.
we always remember like incidences that were happening in our first year, and I'm like, no, what were you thinking? Like, what were you thinking? Because Aki, we were.
And we would fight over very trivial things just because of perspectives. He's a 69. I'm seeing a 96. It's the same number, but from different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Trivial stuff, but they were just, oh my God, crazy.
Yeah.
Now that has come from the attitude thingy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So that
You're acting like a cabbage. I'm just thinking.
By the way, it was bad. That therapy messed me up. As in, I was.
In fact, it got to a point whereby I told her, now that doctor, I think he's a quack.
Yeah, actually, yes.
Yeah, because
and we disentangled ourselves from the prescriptions, from going to see him and all that.
Yeah.
Because I think he was more into business than trying to find a solution.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Because you would go for the injections. After the injections, I'm feeling all, like my head, I'm not functioning. I go to the office, I'm lying on my desk. As in, basically I was not myself. And I was feeling that.
And moods would swing now.
Yeah.
They'll swing from north to south within a flick of a second.
Yeah.
So you are slightly going back to year one.
I think even year zero, if there was something like that.
It was really,
I
was not suddenly I'm lethargic, suddenly I'm pissed off, to a point that now, because you are, can I say, aware of yourself, because now that gave me some, after just deciding that I'm also going to work on myself and etc., I was very aware of, oh my God, yes, I know, Mary, this is not you.
Yeah.
So when he told me that, you know what, we are going to stop this hormonal thing, because I don't think it's doing any good to you, first of all. And of course, me not being okay, he also not be okay.
Yeah.
You get? So we stopped and we decided, you know what, instead of taking that money to hormonal therapy, I don't know what, we are going to travel this world. So at no given point, you would find us in the house. This Saturday we are gone. Next Saturday we are gone. This weekend we are gone. Because you're like, really, if God wants to give us children,
He will.
He will. If He doesn't want to give us children, it's fine. In fact, that was still the year we had the conversation on adoption. And I told him, I think we can consider adoption. And he told me, we are not. It's not that adoption is a bad thing, because that has worked for couples.
It's a good solution.
Yes.
It has worked for couples and it's okay. We are not against it. But now, for him,
that grace,
he had not yet received it. It was the sense of adoption. And I remember him, we were having that conversation on the couch, and I told him, but then I was having tears in my eyes, and I'm like, honey, we can't do this. Let's just consider adoption, and we'll raise a child. He just knelt down. He told me, I'm not raising a child who's not mine. I'm sorry, but I'm not. I'm sorry, but I'm not. And he held my tummy like this.
Our womb.
Yeah, he held
Remember,
it like this.
it's our womb.
Yes, he held it like this, and he put his hands on me. And for the first time, he prayed with groans and crying. I could feel his pain too. Because I think women think men don't grieve.
Yeah.
As in, they're this macho hardcores who have zero emotions apart from just saying, bring the water, let her magic, bring this, bring that. We have this feeling, or I don't know, like they can't grieve or they don't grieve.
Or we don't have emotions, but basically we have a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
It's only that for us we deal with them differently from how, the feminine world do it. For the feminine world it's very expressive, it's outward, and most of us it's inward. So sometimes someone will just be quiet, they're not even thinking about anything, but they're just handling the emotions. Sometimes we want a place whereby we want to get out of the whole circle, out of the crowd, and just deal with us, deal with yourself. So I think that time I was not even bringing it out because of any other thing. It was more of God, you gave me a family, and these are my desires, and you fulfill the desires of my heart. And basically, you sort this thing out. You gave me a woman. We have a womb. I believe that we can sustain. We can sustain, a pregnancy all the way up to, the due date. So God, can you handle this? Yeah. Because I'm accountable to you. Yeah. She's accountable to me in terms of, the hierarchy of God's authority. But in as much as she's accountable to God in her own self, in her own soul.
Yeah.
In terms of the family, she's accountable to me, and I'm accountable to God. So basically I'm telling God, Lord, this one is yours. You are the author and the perfecter of marriage. You know how this thing works. So, and also it came from the background of, how you see Isaac praying for Rebecca, Abraham the same. because God usually opened the womb when the husband prayed. It was not even when the woman prayed, it was when the husband prayed, God opened the womb. Yeah, God opened the womb. So I felt that it is now my turn. She has grieved enough. She has travailed in prayers enough. It is now my turn to, take over the baton and hand it now to God. Yeah, and out of that we had, some good peace. We had that peace in our minds, in our hearts, that either way, we are complete. We are complete with kids. We are complete without kids. It's still a family, still a complete family, with or without the kids. And when we got to that point of contentment, we are no longer chasing after kids, because there are people who chase. We have families that chase after kids, or maybe they are chasing after a particular gender. Maybe they want a girl, maybe they want a boy, so they're only getting girls, or they're only getting boys, and they want a girl, so they continue chasing. For us, we're like, no, we are just complete the way we are. We don't need. If God wants to give us children, He's the giver of life. So He'll give us, lives that we can live with those little band of joy. So we got to that point whereby we were content with our situation, and we left it to God. So out of that, that's when we conceived the fifth time. Was it the fourth or fifth time? The fifth time. The fifth
Miscarriage?
time. No. Conceived.
The fifth.
Conception.
After the third miscarriage, there was a fourth miscarriage.
So after the fourth, now that's when we conceived.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yes.
Back in 2016.
Four miscarriages?
Yes.
But there were only four.
Yeah.
We have others who have
There
done
were only... Where?
Yeah, imagine.
and that's why I'm telling you, we came to a point where we were even veterans in this thing.
Yeah,
you
it's true. Because I remember even after the fourth miscarriage, you remember we were in hospital. In fact, we were in Aga Khan.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then our gyna now then, she told now us, both of us, told us, you know what, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this needs genetic. We're told what?
No.
The genetic review
test, something like that. So we were told we go home after I've healed and all that. The pieces are out. I'm back to when I feel that I'm okay. We come as both of us. They'll do the genetic test because there's a possibility maybe.
There's some incompatibility.
There's some incompatibility in our in that combination.
Yes.
We're like, okay.
So even that time you had not done any racers?
Not really, because medically we had explored all the options medically. So when we got now to that point whereby now we have left it to God, that's when everything now started to take shape.
By the way.
So we conceived the fifth time. Then we are crossing our fingers. It goes now through the fourth month. So every single month was a milestone for us. We're done with month 4. Tick. Let's continue praying and trusting.
Even for him, it was a month. For me, it was weekly because I think all what are these called, honey? The ones the ones who do the scans,
the ultrasounds
in town. I think they all knew me.
Oh, you were going there every weekly?
I finished it all the I finished all with all the ultrasound spaces in town. I started now going to Upper Hill.
Guys.
Anytime she would feel like maybe
something is
something is amiss.
She would go for ultrasound.
Yeah, and then in the evening she's like, I went and everything was okay. And then I was like, why did you go? You could have told me. But I don't know, she was dealing with her own things.
Yeah, the stigma of losing again.
And it was...
And a lot of PTSD from all those traumas.
Yeah, it was very traumatic for me. So I'm finishing month 1, 2, 3. When I get to the third month, the real PTSD starts hitting me because I'm like, okay, I'm now in week 10. So week 10 I'm going. So there's even one person somewhere there at around Boy Avenue. I went, I think, to his place 4 times consecutively, like week 10, week 11, week 12. Back I was like, see, it's okay, you just like book us as a gyna, I'll give you the weeks to come. Like, no.
I know where I'm coming from.
I know where I'm coming from. So every week I've finished with this one. Week 13, I'm there. Week 14, I'm in another place. Week 15, I finished with all the guys in town. Now I started going to
Upper Hill.
I finished with the first floor doctors.
The 40s.
The 40s suit.
Where?
First floor doctors, all of them, I finished with them week 15, 16, 17, 18. And then there's, of course, the week that you're going to your gyna.
Yes.
So that week you're going to the gyna is the week now you don't go to, the others.
Yes.
So that is the week you present yourself.
Where?
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
So we went through the whole the whole pregnancy. Is it week 18 or 19 where you are able to know the sex? Is it that time when you're able to know the gender?
Yeah, so I think, every time.
So every time we are,
it can be possible.
Yeah, and funny enough, we are going through this. At home, we had even prepared from our first pregnancy. We had prepared the home for a baby. So there was the baby cot, there was a baby seat, there was a car seat, there was every single thing. We had already prepared. We even had the diapers, during our first pregnancy. So we had started, from the word go. So we have the diapers. We were even just taking the expiry date. Yeah. We even gone through within year 2 potty training. There we go.
Yes.
Yeah. So we had all that in place. So we are going through all of these motions. But in us, we thought that we were ready. But sometimes God teaches us things that we might not even know why He's doing that. Sometimes it's not even for us, it's for someone else.
Yeah.
And when we left everything to Him and we concentrated on ourselves, instead of focusing on the child, or on the children to come, then He sorted us out. Because the greatest tragedy in parenting is, bearing a child and there's no conducive there's no connection, there's no conducive environment for that child to grow normally and optimally. Yeah, so God, I think, wanted us to sort that out and focus more on ourselves, because we're just but stewards of whatever He'll give us. So even children, when they come into our lives, they come just, yes, they'll be there for a whole lifetime, but the time, the short time you have with them, give or take up to 25 years, 25 years. After that, they're out of the nest and you're empty nesters, So God wanted us to focus on Him and on us more than the children. Yeah. And then when now the children come, they'll find an environment that they can grow and, be brought up in a godly environment. Yeah, so I think God was trying to, help us, get to understand that. And I think we were not quick to see that. It took us 4 miscarriages. Yeah.
How many years?
In a span of 4 years. Yeah, the love was there, the chemistry was there. I never saw her less of a woman just because she was not able to carry a pregnancy. She was still my beautiful Mary, the one that I met, back in 2008 in campus. She was still that woman that, I knew that one day, because you can know a keeper, you can know a woman who is a keeper. You can know that this one is a keeper. This one, you'll have to keep her. You'll have to keep her so that, she can keep the children. Yeah, but a man can know a keeper by just the first interaction.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very, very easy to know, very, very easy to find out. So I knew that she's a keeper. I knew she would make a good mother, and she has to her children. And so far, so good. Yeah.
So let's go back to those miscarriages.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of them, you are given the pill?
Actually, the first one, I told you it came out because I
Yes.
really did not want to take that thing. I was in a space where I'm like, I don't know what is going on with me. I can't. So it just dropped. By the way, I was in the toilet. The baby dropped. I don't want to say thing, but
Yeah.
it literally dropped because I could see the 2 fingers.
Oh.
Yeah, you see
The similitude of
a baby, like you could just see, and really I think that really broke me. So the rest, I was given that.
That pill.
Yeah, there was a pill that you put under your tongue, and then I think with time it starts creating contractions in you, and the next thing you're bleeding out. I remember, I think in our 3rd miscarriage, there was an event at his home, and I was wearing those very big maternity pads, you know, those ones you're given because you're really bleeding
Yeah.
out. And a woman calls me. She calls me, you know, at the back of their house. And I'm thinking she's calling me to maybe help her because it's a function. No, she tells me, now in our dialect, that now you umekataa kuzaa. Like, and now it's being spoken in Kikuyu. So there's a way, you know, when some words are spoken in your mother tongue,
they hit deeper.
they hit deeper.
Yes.
You get, but the translation was, you've refused to give birth because you don't want to mess up your shape, right? And it was
that
a
time
question.
you are
I'm having a maternity pad.
okay.
I can't even explain. I just called him.
No,
Remember?
no, we were together, so you called me.
Yeah.
Around, yeah.
I called him and I'm like, I don't know if I can take this. Like, really? You know, women in shags looking at you like, yeah, we got married. Where are these small babies?
No, we came to your wedding. And,
yeah.
and you know, there's always that expectation. After
And
you're done
can you imagine?
with the
And
wedding,
she
they want
felt
to
the
see
need
that.
to tell me that. But yeah.
At a function.
Yes, at a function.
What did you do?
She dealt
I
with it.
just looked at her and I just smiled as usual. You know, I just smiled. I'm like, they'll come. But deep down, I was crushed into a million pieces because I was like, how do I explain to you that I'm wearing a maternity pad from a miscarriage? Like, would you get that?
No.
Like, people were so insensitive. You could even find, I remember, I think later, there's a friend who told me, oh, Mary, I thought you just didn't want to give birth.
A friend.
Apparently, you know those guys who are very opinionated in your life, the ones who feel they need to give you an opinion about your hair, about your clothes, about where you're
What you need to
from, what
do.
you need to do. And I just looked at her, I'm like, okay. Like, oh, that's what you thought. Hey.
Yeah.
Cut off.
Yeah, you know, everyone is entitled to their own opinions because we cannot influence how someone will think, or how, you know, we cannot influence their thinking cycle, the way they perceive things. We cannot. So you have your opinion. It's okay. It's your opinion.
You can imagine how insensitive.
But not how it affects you.
Yeah.
And then a friend.
Apparently. That was the first, that was a major cutoff in my life.
Well, hey. Okay.
A major cutoff in my life, like, I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. No. Nowadays we say energy. I can't deal with this energy.
Negative energy.
I can't.
Goodness.
Because it was a very hard time for us.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, but no, when it came out to the, you know, the first one that she conceived all the way up to, you know, fruition, basically we did not even go for any pills and all that. In fact, she just missed her periods, and then we were like, oh, you're pregnant again.
yeah.
Awesome. Let's see how to go. So we did not try to help God fix the system, because God has ways of doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, so God just orchestrated everything. There were no pills or no hormonal pills or something. We did not go, like, you know, goes to the 3rd, 4th month, and we start the progesterone kind of pumping and all that. We did not do that. Yeah, we just let God, flow with it. God, if it is yours, you bring the kid.
Yeah, by the way,
around.
we got to that point of surrender. And I think at every given space, whether it's your job, your marriage, the children, you have to get to that point.
Yeah.
That point of just letting God do whatever He wants and giving Him the control and deciding, you know what, God, if it is your will for us to have kids, we will have kids. If it is not your will for us to have kids, you're still God in our life. We will still serve you. We will still praise you. We will still have fun with both of us. So that doesn't mean that that we were not scared. Personally, I was always crossing my fingers every day, praying for the child and telling God, Lord, if this is your will, you'll sustain it. If it's not your will, I'm still open. I'm still surrendered. So when month 4 passed without the miscarriage, that was like, okay, maybe it's gonna happen in month 5.
It has shifted.
It has shifted grounds.
Month 6 comes, and then it's getting serious.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, we might be able to use this, Moses basket, the baby cot, the Moses basket, and all that, the baby stroller.
Yeah.
So we started now even to see whether now we can rearrange the house. Prepare everything for the kid. Month 7, month 8, due date is next month.
Wow.
So now we are working now. Against now the due date now. And yeah, so we had gone for all the classes, the
Lamas.
We went.
Lamas classes, we went.
I was trying out
I was walking everywhere.
How to wrap my bag.
And all that happens in the air. But now you come on the ground, it's different.
Yes.
It's different. When now the contractions, start. Yes, we had even those timers, when you have a contraction between 2 hours, between 5 hours, 2 hours, and now it gets to 1 hour, 30 minutes.
15, 5.
Yeah.
1.
How to breathe, how to help her breathe. Now it got to a point when while we were in the hospital, I could not even help her breathe because I was not also breathing. So let me handle my breathing and she handles her breathing.
You're wondering what is happening.
Yeah, let me go and call the doctor. She's handling her breathing. I cannot keep up with this. Those classes, there was a point of departure. No, this is us. This is now, we are on the ground. Yeah, so when she was trying to breathe and do all that, I was out there not trying to make the plans, call the doctors, we need to do this, we need to do this. Has she dilated? Is it 2 centimeters, 4? Is it passing 5, 6 centimeters? It is not past 6 centimeters, so what do we do? Emergency CS, And the babies came. Firstborn came, secondborn came later. And looking back, I think the most important thing for especially the man, because I know nothing about ladies. Yeah, I have one, but I know nothing
unless she talks about
herself.
Yes.
I don't know anything about herself. The most important thing that any man would is supposed to do is to walk that journey of pregnancy together with the woman.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of ups and downs they go through. For us, when you release the seed, you're good to go. Yeah, you go and freshen up, and then you're on to the next task. We are, and that's done and dusted. But we do not realize that whatever we have done, we have now gotten into the line of creation with God. Yeah, and now we need to partner with God in raising that child.
Yeah.
And raising a child does not start after birth. It starts right after conception.
Yes.
So what do we do after that is we have conceived. Not you have conceived, but we have conceived.
Yeah.
So what do we do after that? How do I need to take care of you? How is your body adjusting? How is, the environment, all of a sudden the body now realizes that there is a baby coming, so I need to stock up. So there's some, kilos here and there, and all that. So the man is supposed to also be pregnant.
Yes,
pregnant, and of course present. What I did for me, because I know nothing about what she was going through unless she tells me, I also had 2 apps that were helping me to track the progress of the baby.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think conception is counted how many days. The last something to do with the PMSs and all that. Yeah, there was that. So the app was tailor-made to make sure that you see the development of the baby and the development of the mother. So I was able to track her progress, and I could see it. I was able to track the baby's progress, even without the ultrasound and all that. At least I know now. The baby is at month 7, so this and this has formed. The heartbeat comes after, what is it, 2 or 3 months? But I was going through, and the good thing with those applications, by that time, it was still an AI kind of, because AI did not just come yesterday. It has been there for a very, very long time. It's only that now we have had an explosion of AI-related applications. Even that time they were there, and we were able to, I was able to track our babies. And the beauty of it is that even after pregnancy, the apps would, after the delivery, the apps now would, there will be a point where you check whether, the baby has come or it's a stillbirth or all that. So if, the babies are alive, now it transits now. Milestones.
Yes.
Week 1, week 2, week 3. So we were able, I was present during all that time. Sometimes physically, sometimes just emotionally. But I was also pregnant when she was pregnant.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel?
I think it's every woman's desire to have a present husband, not just a man who is in the house, a man who is good at being a man, not just a man who is a man, a man who carries the virtues that really embody what masculinity is. Because a man who really is present, you will know by his energy, as in, the way he's speaking to you, not just the way he's carrying himself in the house, even the way he's handling you.
Yes.
You will know by his language, you will know by his consistency, you see, you will know by his care, you will know.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was such a big blessing to see how far we've come from 2 people who are not looking at each other to someone who is really listening, someone who is very present, someone who's asking how you feeling today.
Intentional.
Very intentional, very consistent. He never missed any of the clinics, like the ones where you start from, was it week 6, where you get the ultrasound and etc. He would ask for the off, he would be there, he would ask me how you feeling, etc. all that. So he would.
In fact, I remember, the guy telling us that now the baby will drop in 2 weeks. So I was like, drop. Yeah.
From heaven.
We are still in that. We just started that trimester. Then you tell me that the baby will drop. Where has she been all this time? So there were new terms.
Only to mean
very
drop.
Interesting.
Yeah. Drop where?
And then all of a sudden, now the baby drops. What does that mean for one, the baby, and the mother?
Yes.
Yeah. It meant that one thing her bladder will be a little bit, squashed.
Yeah.
So it's either you make sure that in the car there is a potty, or you always drive close to a toilet. When you're driving, toilets.
Very, it's true.
Yeah. So,
in the car there was always a potty for me.
Honey, you will sit on it.
Okay, that's what potties are for. You sit on them, right? Yeah, you sit on them.
Amanda, really, what do I do? And in the place where
There's no toilet.
There's no toilet.
And you can't step on the road.
I can't step on the road. So he was very intentional at making sure the potty is there for me.
So I knew that when the baby drops, the baby is dropping in the next 2 weeks. Potty
Because at every given point, seriously, by the way, as in
I like that.
So, and that's how I was pregnant, because I had to know, okay, at this particular stage, this is what the woman needs, this is what the mother needs, this is what Mary needs, and this is how the baby is developing.
Yeah.
So for her to develop, this kind of, for her to develop this way, the mother needs to feed this. The mother needs to feed this.
Yeah.
So it was more of it was a good play.
Wow. It was a very good journey.
It was a good play. At the end of the day, this is your baby, yeah. And it's only that with our African culture, we are taught that when the woman gets pregnant, or when your wife gets pregnant, it's her journey with her mom and the aunties. So if you can bring an auntie around, it's okay. Then when the baby is delivered, because the first 6 months the baby will not even know where it is, just take a walk. You don't have to be there. Yeah, you'll come after 6 months and then you're like, hey, how are you, my son? I am your father. Hey, you son, I'm your father. I'm the one. You were named after my father. That's the African culture, and in one or another, it makes it creates a disconnect between the father and the child.
Yeah, even the wife.
Yes, a lot of it, And when there is that disconnect, when it comes now with to the wife, there are chances that you'll stray. All this time that you've not been around, you'll stray. With the kid, there are chances that you will not have that connection, that skin to skin, that interaction. He's there giggling, having the first social smile at 3 months. You're not even there when they're making all this milestone. You're not even there. There'll be a connection issue later in life, and also that child will have an issue with how to relate, or how to build meaningful relationships in the future.
It's true.
Because he's not, or they have not connected well with both genders while they were at infants. So for me, it was very intentional, and this is the blood of my blood, the bone of my bones, and all that. So why not take care of
and you see, at
myself?
that time, a woman is also experiencing this postpartum depression, sort of like they're called maternity blues. And we all experience them. It's only that it's in different degrees. Some experience them at extreme ends. And then there are those who will experience them mildly, but they are there. Because I remember after our first child, who I got through the CS, I could not be able to do anything. Because I was really tiny, so suddenly my tummy has been stretched to Timbuktu, right there. And you know what it did to me? It gave me diastasis recti.
Oh.
Yes. A very serious condition called diastasis recti. My muscles literally tore.
The abdominal muscles.
My abdomen.
The abs.
The abs. My abs literally tore because yes, I loved the gym. I loved fitness and all that. So my tummy was very tight. So now suddenly you have a pregnancy. It's squeezing. I'm telling you, my tummy stretched. He used to buy coconut oil. As in, we tried everything. We tried bio oil. It didn't work because I was really like
scratching all the time. There's stretch marks.
Yes. Tried bio oil. It didn't work until now. It's my guy now who said, "Yeah, you guys try coconut oil." So every time
coconut oil.
Every time he would rub.
And she looks funny when she's pregnant. So there was this elderly man in town. When he saw her, Lemuliza mutoto, child, who did this to you? know.
You thought you were under 18.
Yeah, then which man, which kind of
man
wrong man did this to
I
you?
actually laughed because it was very funny. The way he let it out, it was really funny because my tummy literally stretches.
Yeah, it goes all the way up there.
Yeah.
She's a kind of a person, if she's hiding when she's pregnant, the first thing you'll see when she's coming out
Is the tummy.
It's a tummy first, and then everything else later. Yeah.
My tummy stretched. I got diastasis recti. It tore my abs like in 6. So I was torn here, I was torn here. Then there was this part and there was this part. And then you have a CS wound.
Ooh.
So once the baby was out, my tummy literally sagged. You know the way you could be like obese and then now you
Everything
go through
just,
maybe it's called what, the biogastric thingy, and then now your skin is very loose. That's how my tummy was. It was poof. So the pain.
So we had to
you had
to lock it around here, and then while she's standing on the bed, I could just carry the whole tummy the other side. You're turning.
Then he would turn me.
It was flabby and all over.
Then if I'm going to the toilet,
then I was like, how will
he's the one
this
who
go
used
back? How will this go back?
walk with me.
As you carry the tummy.
Yeah, the tummy. But he would walk with me, sit down. Now I can't do this to it myself. Who will do it?
Him. Where?
But this has done a lot of things. This
I
has
can't wash
salute
myself.
they
I can't
are-
do this. I can't wash. I can't lift my hands to wash myself. So he would take me to the bathroom. No.
Wash
And then I would
you,
just
do
stand there.
everything.
Yeah. Wash. Put my maternity pads. Wear them.
And now breastfeeding.
Breastfeeding, now I would be propped up with the
The
pillow.
pillow.
So it was not that
The
bad.
nursing pillow.
Yeah, the nursing pillow in my back would be propped. But anytime I needed to walk, that was the nightmare. So can you imagine not having an intentional person in the house?
Yeah.
Yeah, depression.
Yes. Yeah.
Depression
I'm telling you.
express.
And that's why most...
That's why you find most couples after, when they start parenting, they grow apart. Because the woman is like, you're the one who did this. I was carrying your baby.
Yes.
And that's why I have this shape. I was carrying your baby. You were just okay with your body weight. There was no transformation either way. And then you no longer find me attractive. And then you're going for someone who was like me when I was having the figure 8. You're going for that person, and you're the one who was done. You've caused all this, basically. So out of that, there is a lot of, growing apart, out of blame games. You're the one who does not want to go back to the gym, you don't want to go back to shape, blah, 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 blah. And then the guy's like, you're not sexy to me anymore. You're no longer appealing. Because during that time of lactation, breastfeeding, there is, she will not be so attractive. Because at any given time, the t-shirt is, is a little bit dirty because of the kid, because of this. There's milk all over.
Even your skin, the smell of your skin, it
changes. All that. So you are used to this particular kind of a smell. Now it's different. So if you do not go with her through those seasons, and you love her through those seasons, you'll grow apart. You'll grow apart.
And you lose her because she's going to be depressed.
Exactly.
And also the self-esteem also goes down
It does.
in that
dips.
period.
It does. You have your esteem issues you're handling. Then you have the mommy brain you're handling.
The mommy brain is quite a funny one because at first I was like, why should women have mommy brain? And you're just a grown up. But
until you saw it.
Until I saw it, until I'm coming from, I'm coming home from work, and then all is mama, 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 mama. It's not the kid who's saying it. It's her, mama, mama, mama. And then I'm like, hey, I thought you're all learned. What is all this kind of, So someone made a joke and said, the mommy brain comes because of such. Because the whole day, she's talking to a toddler. She's talking to an infant.
Yes.
And
Who doesn't talk?
Who doesn't talk? So the whole day, you know. And then now you're trying to help this child learn how to talk.
Yeah.
And one of the ways, you know, from her research, from her deep research, she was told that you know, if you want her or you know your child to learn to talk very fast, you help them to, you know, to move their lips.
Yeah.
And the best way is, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And all that. So I'm coming home from work and then
You are overdoing.
Yeah, like
I'm like, why is my Mary? You know, not Mama Nani, because now Mama Nani has mama brains.
Yes.
Yeah, they have mom brains. So where do you draw the line? But now, what used to give me solace is that at the end of the day, she's like, hi, honey. Hi, how are you? How was your day? It was good. That they see a you know. I'm like, whatever, you know. It's part of it. Yeah?